Everything that you need to learn the front lever pull-up will be in this video. I'm going to be covering both grips, pronated and supinated, as well as showcasing some of my favorite exercises and drills that I personally used to learn the skill. First, let's talk about the requirements. Of course, you're going to want to have a nice, strong front lever hold before learning this skill. I would say that 10 seconds is probably a good sweet spot. The second thing, and this is not a requirement necessarily, but it is something that I strongly suggest having, and that is a touch front lever. If you have a touch front lever, you'll have an easier time learning how to do the pull-up to touch, which is a more advanced variation of the front lever pull-up, and you will also have an easier time getting the full range of motion when you're learning the front lever pull-ups, because that is something that is very challenging for a lot of people when they're learning this skill. So those are the requirements: 10 seconds of a front lever hold and possibly a touch, but again, touch isn't necessarily required, but I do believe that having a good touch will help you a lot. The first thing that we're going to talk about is the grip for the front lever pull-up. Now, when you're starting out with front lever pull-ups, I highly recommend that you start with a false grip, and as you get stronger in front lever pull-ups and more advanced with the move, then you can start using less and less false grip, all the way to the point where you're not using false grip at all. The other thing to note is the closer that your hands are, the easier the front lever pull-up is to perform. So you're going to want to start with your hands touching when you're learning, and over time, you can move your hands farther apart until you're freaking all the way wide. So that's the pronated variation. The other variation is the supinated variation. Now, when you're doing a false grip with supinated, it's really awkward, and a lot of the pressure is going to be around your pinky, and it's just really going to take some getting used to. But all of the drills with pronated that you can also do them with supinated to learn that as well. And the same thing applies with supinated grip. The closer your hands are, the easier the skill is to perform, and the farther your hands are apart, the harder it is. Okay, so those are the two grips, pronated and supinated. Let's talk about the exercises. The first exercise that we're going to be talking about is advanced tucked front lever pull-ups to touch. And there's a couple of different ways that you can do this. The first method is to pause in the touch for 1 second in between each of your reps. And the other method is to only hold the advanced touch hold at the end. The reason why this drill is so good, it's really great for practicing the full range of motion for the front lever pull-up, which is something that tons of people struggle with, like I already said. And of course, the reason why we have to go with advanced tuck is because if you do a regular tucked front lever, you will, of course, hit the bar with your knees, and you can't do full range of motion that way. Up next is negative front levers, and this is why having a touch, I think, is very important. If you don't have a touch front lever, that's okay. For the negatives, just start in the highest position that you can and lower down from there, and over time, you'll be able to start higher and higher until you are eventually starting in that touch front lever, but that's completely fine. And this negative front lever pull-up exercise is actually killing two birds with one stone, because it can help you train for touch front lever if that's a skill that you're working towards. So those are negatives. The next exercise combines the first two exercises, and this drill that I'm about to show you guys is the number one drill that I used to learn the front lever pull-ups. Doing this, I went from sucking at front lever pull-ups to being able to do multiple reps in the span of a month, literally just doing this. And that is a negative front lever pull-up plus advanced tucked front lever pull-ups superset. You start in a touch if you can, or again, if you don't have a touch, start as high as you can, lower down slowly, and then rep out advanced tucked front lever pull-ups. Amazing drill, and like I said, it helped me the most. And then the last exercise I'm going to be talking about in this video is, of course, the band assisted front lever pull-ups, and you can do band assisted pull-ups to touch and all of that good stuff. Okay, before we end the video, there was a couple things I did want to share with you guys. Number one, so I demonstrated advanced tucked front lever pull-ups in this video, but keep in mind, guys, you can do stuff like straddle and half lay as well for those, and you can do that with any progression as well. So like you could do like negative half lays to half lay pull-ups. You can even do band assisted half lay or straddle if you're at that level. So yeah, you guys can mix and match progressions with your exercises based on the level. Alright, so yeah, that's pretty much all we have for today's video. If you guys liked the new format for tutorials, please go ahead, comment below what you thought. Also, please comment below ideas for future tutorials. Like the video if you did, hit me with a nice subscribe no jutsu so I can learn the one-arm planche before the end of the year. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Deuces!